right, here we go with the first thing to practice. First piece of material. Okay, so there is a link in my email signature that goes to a video on how to practice your lessons. So this goes over pretty good detail on how you and I are going to do this stuff. But just basically, like it says up here at the top of this guitar profile, basically what to do. So you're going to work this up without the repeats, get it as fast as you can, and then once you've reached 15 minutes, start adding in repetitions. So basically, you're going to play through this 2 times through. When you can do that, try it 3 times through. And then when you can do that, end with 4 times through. Makes a big difference when you got to add in those repetitions. And then you're going to give yourself 15 minutes to get it as fast as you can. After the 15 minutes, you're going to start adding in those repeats. Don't spend over 20 minutes though, because it can start getting a bit exhausting and mentally draining at that point. So just if you're still working after like 20 minutes, just slow it down as much as you need to just get one more good take, even if you're not on the 4 times repetition. If you're like stuck on the 3 times repetition, just keep dropping that metronome until you're able to get one more good take and call it a day. That's fine. But as you progress through this, getting the 4 times through is going to be easier and easier. So it also says if you feel you maxed out in less than 15 minutes time, just decrease the metronome right away and start adding in the repeats. So like 10 or 20 beats per minute is a good idea. And then continue to decrease the metronome speed if need be in order to achieve those repetitions. Make sure you do not increase the speed as you're doing the repeats. So again, please watch the video linked in the email signature about how to practice the lessons. It'll go over this in more detail and talk about stuff, okay? Now, working it up as fast as you can, we're going to use the stuff talked about in that metronome method. You're going to start at 60 beats per minute every day. Every day you practice this, you're starting at 60 no matter how fast you got the day before. Always start at 60 and always go up in 5 beat per minute increments. Never go faster. Never, never, never. We don't want to do that. You can go up slower if something is really difficult. That's fine. But we do not want to go up any faster. We want to go up nice and slow. So all that stuff is detailed in that ebook. So at least reading the beginning is a good idea. It goes over the basic stuff, which basically I just talked about. We start at 60, go up to 65, then 70, 75, 80, all that stuff until you're maxed out. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate what we have here at some different speeds, and then also how the repeats are going to sound. I'm going to count off 4 so you can follow along, make sure it sounds correct. So we got just straight 8th notes for right now. And so the first thing I want to work on is just getting more solid strumming. I think one of the notes that I took while watching your stuff is, it seemed like for example number 2 that you did, some of the final strums before like changing chords weren't quite coming through, and then at 180 the rhythm's getting a bit off and it sounded more like you were swinging it versus having like solid 8th notes. So we really want to make sure like everything is 100% evenly spaced. So working it up with the metronome hopefully is going to make that sound better. So we'll see how it goes. I think one last thing before I demonstrate stuff. So we do have, I think I mentioned how many Wednesdays we got for you to turn your stuff in. So it's just in 2 days for this coming Wednesday. So I'm not counting that one. However, if you get this up to 240 before, let's see, what Wednesday is that going to be? But basically, like the first Wednesday to turn stuff in would be like the 17th. So I didn't want to wait until a couple of days to send out the first thing. so you can start working on stuff. You basically turn it in when you can. Like the latest time to turn this one in would be the 17th, but turn it in earlier if you can. So this way you're not having to wait too long. But basically, get it to 240, send in a video right away. Send in a video right away. That's like the max speed we need to do with something like this. Now, if you don't hit 240 before it's time to turn it in, that's okay. So what I ask you to do is record your entire final practice session minus the repetitions. So don't need to see the repeats. Just need to see and hear how does it sound at slow speed and medium speeds and fast speed and all that. So that's the thing to submit, is your final practice session, starting at 60, just going up in fives until you've hit the 15-minute time limit, or until you have maxed out. Make sure you end with a good take. End with a good take. Always end with a good take when you're practicing stuff. And again, if you reach 240 early, just record that 240 and send it in. Let's see how it sounds. If it sounds, sounds perfect, I'll give you something new as soon as I can. But yeah, we just want to make sure that it is sounding good, because if you're hitting this at 240, then you are solid. All right, so here we go. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Here it is at 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. So I'm going to go for all 4 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is that. So let's see. Yeah, if you could also let me know if you have Guitar Pro, I appreciate that. So I'm going to send over Guitar Pro and a PDF just in case you don't. I don't remember if I already asked or if you told me. There's so many people I work with sometimes I just can't remember it all. So yeah, just email me back, let me know if you do have Guitar Pro. If you don't, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It is a fantastic practice and learning tool. Okay, that's it. That's the first thing to work on. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I will see you in your next video.